Hey guys, it's Megan Harrison, and welcome back to Online Courses Academy IGTV, where you'll learn the tools, tips, and strategies to turn your expertise into a highly profitable online course. I wanted to change things up a little bit since I only get like 3 months of summer here in Chicago, and it's absolutely gorgeous. So I came up to my roof, and I'm going to film from here. And in today's episode, I want to take you behind the scenes and really dive deep into what it takes to be successful with an online course. The potential that exists with online courses is undeniable. When your business is no longer dependent upon how many hours you have in a day or how you spend your time, a whole new world of possibility opens up, and you're really able to scale and reach that potential that you've been dreaming of. So what I want to dive into today is the strategy behind online courses that really reach that pivotal level of success. Just like everything in life, there's a lot that you don't see when it comes to these overnight successes and these multi-million-dollar launches. This is just the tip of the iceberg. In order to reach this level, you need to have a game plan, a strategy, and a real business model behind your online course. Because this is what differentiates the course creators that are seeing massive success and those that are struggling to make just a few sales. So today's episode is part 1 of a 3-part series on the real business model behind successful online courses. So when it comes to creating a program, you really have 3 main objectives that you need to be concerned with. Objective number 1 is you need to sell your course. Imagine that. Objective number 2 is then you need to deliver on the results that you're promising your customers will achieve once they take your program. And when you successfully achieve objective number 2, you then have the opportunity to go towards objective number 3, which is implementing a profit maximizing strategy and really increasing your customer lifetime value and creating brand advocates. And this is what creates true profitability for any business. If we really look at it from a simplistic standpoint, if you don't sell your course, you never had the opportunity to deliver the results. And if you don't produce the results that you're promising, then you're definitely not going to make that profit maximizing strategy happen or build those brand advocates that are going to bring a continual stream of new customers into your business. So while that's the high level overview, what does it really take to be able to master each of these objectives? And that's what I want to dive into today. We're going to be going through part 1 of a 3-part series, where I'm going to dive deep into the business model behind successful online courses. There are a lot of people out there teaching the surface level overview when it comes to creating courses, or tactics, or basic how-to. And I love that kind of stuff. I love design, I love the technology, I love the tactics and marketing strategies that come up. But at my core, I'm a strategy girl. And I really get passionate about not only building an online course, but actually creating a business that allows you to build a life filled with more fun, love, and money. So let's dive into it. So selling, what's really involved here? Now, the only way that your customers are going to part with their hard-earned money is if they believe that the value that they're going to receive from purchasing your program is greater than that value of money. Basic math here. But there's a few things that you need to be able to do in order to communicate this value. And here they are. I'm going to take you inside of my external brain. Honestly, if it wasn't for my iPad Pro, I don't know how I would keep all my thoughts organized. This has been a freaking lifesaver. But before we dive in, I want to preface with the fact that this is always going to be a work in progress. Just like in any business, you'll always be working to improve, refine, and innovate. But it doesn't mean that you wait till you have a full executive board before you open shop. The ones who win this game are the ones who take consistent strategic action and execute. So I don't want you waiting until everything is perfect to create your online course, but I do want your efforts to be done with intention and strategy. Okay, so now that I have my public service announcement out of the way, what's involved with the selling phase for your online course? So as a refresher, there's 3 main objectives when it comes to creating a profitable online course. Number 1 is you need to be able to sell your course. Number 2 is you need to be able to deliver. And number 3 is you need to create a profit maximizing strategy. And today we're focusing on the selling phase. Now there's 7 key areas when it comes to selling your online course. And I don't want to make this overly complicated, but I also don't want to oversimplify it. Because I see so many times where people try to paint the picture that it's kind of like this, if you build it, they will come type of thing, and that it's going to bring instant success. But in reality, that's just not the case. So I have the mindset that it's much better to have a realistic outlook on what it takes to be successful here, because that way you'll be a lot more likely to actually achieve it. So key area number 1 is to validate your idea. Is there a market for your course? And this is something that's often overlooked, but the people that spend the time in the market research to validate and improve their offer are often coincidentally the most successful as well. Step number 2 is to build your tribe. You need to grow that audience of people who know, like, and trust you so that when you're ready to launch, you have someone to launch it to. Now, there's a lot of different ways that you can do this, but in today's digital world, content marketing is going to be a huge part of it. So really producing high value content and sharing that through different mediums across the internet is going to be key to your success. Step number 3 is lead generation. And I think it's important that you don't just rely on one source for obtaining your leads. So things like forming strategic partnerships, creating an ad strategy on Facebook or Instagram, building organic traffic through SEO, and social media and content marketing are all going to be big players in your lead generation strategy. Step number 4 is having a well-built funnel. And the purpose of your funnel is to guide your prospects throughout the customer journey. So going from not having any idea who you are to becoming a loyal customer and brand advocate. Key area of selling number 5 is your offer strategy. And this is positioning your course in a way that has the highest perceived value. You want to make it a no-brainer decision for your prospects. So your offer strategy is really going to be a blend of art and science. And there's a lot of different components that go into it, but some of them include pricing, bonuses, scarcity, urgency, price anchoring, and adding a good guarantee that mitigates the risk for your prospects. And the last 2 components are things you're going to be using throughout the entire sales process. Number 6 is messaging, and number 7 is establishing authority with your visual presence. So messaging is being able to communicate in a way that resonates with your target audience. You want to be able to reach them on both a rational, but even more importantly, emotional level. Again, in order to do this effectively, it's going to come down to thorough market research and really understanding your customer. So the validation component is going to be really helpful in this area as well. And finally, number 7 is your visual presence. This is the way that you show up and you present yourself online. And just like you'd want to present yourself well if you were meeting someone in person, it's the exact same thing online. So love it or hate it, looks do matter. And it's important that you show up in a professional way so that you can really establish that authority. Okay, so let's bring this all together and do a quick recap. First and foremost, you need to validate your idea and make sure that your offer is good to go. Then we can move on to the other stages. So here's your funnel, and the first step is to generate those leads. So you're going to do that by organic traffic, ads, partners, social media, and typically you'll drive this traffic to a lead magnet, which is a piece of high-value content that people get after giving their email address. From there, you can start building your tribe on an ongoing basis by nurturing these leads in your audience through content marketing. And then when you're ready to launch your course, you're going to put them into your launch strategy, which is either a webinar, a free video series, a challenge. There's not one right way to do this, but the purpose here is to provide really high-value content that helps your prospects form the beliefs necessary in order to purchase and also overcomes any objections that may prevent them from buying. Then you're presenting them with the offer that we discussed in the offer strategy, and from there, a percentage of those prospects will turn into customers. So those last 2 components of selling are going to be incorporated throughout this entire process. You're going to be using your messaging and your visual presence to strengthen each of these stages. Now, I never like wrapping things up without giving actionable items. And although this is a pretty extensive process, here are those action items. So number 1 is your market research. Number 2 is creating a strong lead magnet and building a nurture series. Number 3 is your launch strategy. And number 4 is creating your offer. Thank you so much for joining me for this episode of Online Courses Academy IGTV. And if you like this or you know someone else that wants to create a program, please share it, comment below if you have any questions, and I'll see you next time. Until then, take action, go out and execute, and start building a life filled with more fun, love, and money. This is Megan Harrison, and I'll see you soon. Get immediate access to the Ultimate Online Course Toolkit, a free membership filled with training, tips, and strategies on how to create a highly profitable online course. Visit onlinecoursemastermind.com to get started, and I'll see you on the inside.